Oh, I have no idea the one. I mean, it was impossible. It was a madhouse. And plus, I was just trying to take pictures.
Is that possible today to see some movies, some random documentary about this battle?
You know,
the footage
is it
itself.
2020?
Yeah.
2020.
Can you find it though? Because I haven't.
I have never gotten a hold of it.
No, we tried and we.
And even knowing Danny Schechter, who was
Yeah,
the
Danny
director of
Schechter
it,
was the guy.
yeah, we never
It
got
would
to see
be
it.
really, really interesting to see that.
Oh, it would be great.
That battle.
It must be in their archive, and I don't know why
Yeah,
it's so
no,
hard to get.
We tried to, when we were doing
Yeah.
the hip hop file.
Okay,
Couldn't get hold of it.
no problem.
Don't know why.
Okay, all right, all right. If you got some question, guys, to ask those iconic people.
Oh, one other thing came into that. Originally, when I saw the kids breaking in the subway, they had the shirts with their names on it with that very particular font
Oh, they
that
were.
they use on the shirts. So we divided Rocksteady, you divided into the two crews. Remember, we bought them the blue shirts and the red shirts
Yeah.
and had those letters
Iron on those
There are
letters.
people that are still trying to make those shirts that look like the same, but they say that font was a very particular iron-on font that they can't find anymore.
Oh,
Like there's a company, I've forgotten, I think it's in Germany, they gave me a shirt with my name on it. They're like trying to, and the original pictures they saw were those photos with the names, with those,
Okay.
in that font.
Okay.
And one other thing came out of that was the very first time we did it, the floor was not good for
Oh, right.
spinning, and so I asked them, what would you prefer to spin on? And they said, well, like linoleum, like we do it in our kitchen, you know? We move the furniture out of the way and do it in the kitchen. So we went up to, I remember, we went up to East Harlem and we found a section of linoleum,
Warehouse, something,
which,
yeah.
you know, we took and it's rolled up. So that's why you see it in Wild Style. You see kids are going off.
It's in the Lincoln Center picture.
Yeah.
It's a red
Red
linoleum.
linoleum, and you see them bringing it to these different places in the documentaries.
Okay.
So that was another kind of our invention.
Because on the street they use cardboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, but they prefer linoleum.
Yeah, it's
Well,
smooth.
linoleum was
Smooth,
better.
good for
Yeah,
spinning.
okay. Wow, that's crazy to have so many details about those moments. From a personal point of view, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for that. And I would like to know if a couple of people in the audience got some question.
Do you think if your photographs and your reports haven't got exposed to the public, the hip-hop culture have the same impact that I have today or not?
Well, you know, I mean, one thing is that breaking was disappearing, apparently. We were told that. When we came along in 1981, kids were not doing it so much anymore, it was going out. It had been happening with official battles going on between different crews for years, you know, through the mid-70s. But for one reason or another, it was disappearing. So I think you could
Crazy
say...
Legs said that everybody was into roller disco.
Roller disco.
I mean, I think maybe we changed the way pop culture spread.
The directions.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it still would have had a major impact without us. but I think like the b-boying, I think maybe wouldn't have happened. It's possible. If,
Quite possible.
that we managed to capture it and bring it back and connect it to the rest of what became hip-hop. I think maybe hip-hop might have gone out there without the dance,
Yeah,
or
possibly.
not without the
Battle,
b-boying.
the
It might have
battle.
had popping or something else.
Right, electric
It's hard,
boogaloo.
you know, it's hard to know.
Mar
Certainly, we never predicted what was we'd still be talking about it, right?
Right, yeah.
when they called you to go to the subway to take pictures of b-boys, that was the first.
No, they called me to take pictures of a riot.
Ah, right. Okay.
That they said kids were rioting. And when I got there, it turned out that they had been dancing and they had been fighting over who had won, because the winning crew was supposed to get the shirts.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And so they had been making a ruckus in the subway, and the little kids had been arrested, and nobody said anything about dancing. But then when I asked the cops said, well, they were spinning on their head. And I'm like, wow. So when they let the ones that didn't have guns out, I asked them, please show me what you were doing, and that's the picture that you have out there.
Yeah, exactly.
They were just showing me, they weren't at the time actually battling.
All
And
right.
that interested me, so I pursued it
Okay.
and told Henry about it.
So you were the first one, and Henri
Yeah.
go
You know,
after.
No one's ever come up with I like to think that I was the first person to take pictures of b-boying. Nobody's ever come up with an earlier picture.
No.
Of course it happened, but people weren't,
didn't
not
take-
everybody
people
didn't have
document-
cameras.
People didn't take pictures of it.
So,
They don't pay attention, or
well,
it
I
was.
think more
It was
people
just-
are paying attention now.
Yeah,
Before
exactly.
then, people weren't paying much attention to, what we
Youth
would call
culture.
urban popular culture.
And they
or youth
didn't have
culture.
cameras.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's
film was
true.
expensive. Even disposable cameras were expensive, and it wasn't just the camera, you had to get the film developed. And even if you had one, the quality was, if you were to take a picture of somebody spinning on their head inside with bad light,
You wouldn't
it
know.
would be a terrible picture, so you waste your money. So no, nobody was thinking of photos.
I had, I came because I was taking pictures of trains and also walls in places like the Bronx. And one weekend I was up in the Bronx taking pictures, and this was way earlier, this was in like 78. And I came in a park, I came across, it was in the afternoon, and I came across a bunch of kids standing around with the two turntables, big speakers, and they were just setting up. And I thought, what's this? I had no idea what this was. And they were surrounded, kind of guardians, by one of the most nasty gangs in the Bronx, which were the Chingalings. And I didn't feel comfortable hanging around to see what was going on. And so I didn't. And I realized after the fact that that would have been, what a coup
Yeah,
that would have been,
yeah,
to have
right.
caught in, as early as that, a hip-hop jam.
The block party, right?
Yeah.
And sorry, how you been accepted by the gang members in the Bronx back in the days?
How, that was my issue. I didn't know gang members then. They were dangerous and it was scary. I had had one encounter with gang members who threatened me before, because I had been walking through a neighborhood with a camera, and out of complete joke, one of them told the other one, and there were several there, that I had taken their picture. And so they came as kind of with my feet dangling.
Shit.
You took my picture.
Whoa.
And I was like, no, no.
That's
And I
crazy.
showed them graffiti pictures. I'm only interested in this. And they slowly set me down and said, if I see my name in the paper, I'm going to kill you.
Whoa. That's crazy.
So that had been my experience with gangs. So when I came upon this block party with Chingalings, whom I knew were terrible, and they were glowering, staring, I thought, well, I'm not going to stay around to see what's going on. No, I wasn't accepted by gangs. Not at that time.
And after?
After I eventually met Benji Melendez, who was the president of the Ghetto Brothers, but this was way later in the late 80s.
Okay.
And that's when I hooked up with Rita Fetcher, who had worked with them in 1970, and we did a film called Fly and Cut Sleeves.
Oh yeah, yeah.
About them.
About gangs,
That was
right?
way late. That was when they were past the gang age. They were middle-aged with families of their own and that kind of thing. Children
Okay.
of their own. Any more?
I got other question if you want, but.
Sure, fire away.
What do you think about the? I think it's in August. In the summer, there are a series which called the Get Down. I don't know if you heard about that.
Future.
Yeah, Netflix, yeah. It's-
Japan is the breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Get Down is about exposing the hip hop culture. What do you think about this series?
I've never seen it.
I've never seen
Never?
it either.
Okay, because it's
And have you been watching it?
no.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think you don't. How can I say it? It's just go out in August, so it's not yet.
Oh, it started.
Yeah, it started in
Is
August.
that
Sorry,
the one by the filmmaker from Australia? That is.
I think
That's gonna be, yeah, what's his name?
Gatsby is the one who made the Gatsby film. Yeah, this one.
The guy, Kath, who made Gatsby?
I know, it's gone out of my head.
He's a major filmmaker,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laurent Cabo à la fin.
and I've seen...
Baz Luhrmann or something like that.
Baz Luhrmann.
previews.
Is that one? Baz Luhrmann,
Baz
yeah.
Luhrmann.
Baz
Yeah.
Luhrmann.
I've seen previews, and it
Yeah.
looks good from the previews. It looks, real and like it's gonna be an interesting drama. I think it's going to be much
So
better,
it's
much
fiction?
better than Beat Street. It's fiction.
Oh, it's- oh,
No, you can't beat Street. Can't defeat B Street.
It's gonna be better.
It's a crazy film. Okay,
well, we'll see.
okay.
Ask us next year.
And what is your actuality right now? What do you do? Are you still involved in the hip hop culture, or do you making?
Only when I come to things like this. I'm more about the art side of it than I am about the dance side of it. But I did do a book about B-girls, and there's some B-girl pictures out there because even though there were B-girls right from the beginning,